Good morning, sir. Adúpẹ́ mo bóyìnbó.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin ọmọ Naija.
Òtútù ọma o.
Ndewo no.
Jama'a.
Ndị Igbo anyị.
Ina kwanan ku Nigeria.
Ụtụtụ ọma ne. Ndị Nigeria. Unu watch ihe anyị na-eme.
Kuna kallon.
So make you dey listen, make you dey watch every time on top Wazobia TV. Make you dey watch Good Morning Naija. MC Prince, na him talk am.
All right, yes, you're welcome back to your Balanced Diet Entertainment. Thanks to Dr. Dora and, of course, Papa Jojo for that exercise tips where you always give us only on top the Good Morning Naija show from Monday, go reach Friday. Okay, then now the next bus stop all the enter. Now the bus stop where they carry the important story. This one, where they trend on top social media, where everybody know they talk about. Everybody has been shouting. We have a lot of political leaders where they on top social media, where they on top the media, even TV or radio, where they come outside, they shout, restructuring. We need to restructure. One other party say, no, there is no need to restructure. Some other people say, this restructuring, what would they do so? Is it for the rich? Is it for the poor? Is it for the masses? Or is it only for a specified number of people? Now, of course, if we look Nigeria today, the Nigeria of today not supposed to be the Nigeria we all know. We don't get any business with anything called poverty. Because if you check them out in the past, we get the granite pyramid, we get the rubber plantation, we even get palm oil and even coal. You remember Enugu City, where they call the coal city? So many natural resources now inside our country, yet we still they call ourselves the third world country. Now, of course, nothing they stop Nigeria from being the new China, the new India, or even get the kind of economy where US or even the United Kingdom get as we they speak. But how we go take reach that kind of level when even the money where international bodies they give us, we know if we handle them. If you give somebody 5 naira to go do work and the person no fit do am, you go back, go give that person 50,000 naira on top am. Which kind of miracle you'd expect? Of course, this one and no new reason or no new excuse. That's now why the United European Union don't come outside talk say, then go stop till they give us any aid where they're supposed to give us, because they don't see how mismanagement now be the cocoa of the matter. And this mismanagement, it leads to one other word where all of us are very familiar with. That one they call them corruption. And of course, now this corruption, they make a lot of people, they sit down, just they fold their hand. They watch us from a distance to see how we go to commot ourselves from inside this kind of biggie. Now, a lot of people, they come outside, they say restructuring. Restructuring the country. Now, some people don't come outside and say, not be the best opportunity or not be the best thing we need at this time. Because they say, it be like, say, restructuring. Now, an elite, now, the rich people, now want benefit from them. Because they say, if you check them out well, if we are restructuring and you still have the same carcass still coming back into power, what then are we restructuring? A lot of people don't come outside, they say, if you look at them, they say it is only of interest to those with the high public office for inside 2019, and they seek public relevance for this same thing. That's now why so many people, or some of those people, they clamor for restructuring. They also bring into question even the federal character. They can't come outside, they talk, say, federal character self has not done any good. In fact, it has done more harm than good for inside our country. A lot of things, then they don't talk about restructuring the country at this point in time, but we don't bring and come here, don't say, what do you really think about the restructuring of Nigeria? You feel, say, that the best way forward at this point in time, or you feel, say, other things that we need to do to make sure, say, this tribalism, where they cause so much divide amongst us, other ways there for us to put them aside and move the country to the permanent site. Our phone numbers, if I say they're officially open for us to call, for you to call in right now, and the numbers are 01-2772-195, 01-277-7195, and 01-277-8195. Our toll-free number there for you to call us, that's 0800 Wazobia TV. With us in the building, we get our in-house analyst also, that's Bernard Akede, to check out on top of this matter. Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, Bernard. Now, just for you to know, say, today now actually a day set aside for you. So you were there, you need to actually call us and put your mouth inside. Tell us what you think, say, we need to do, or the steps what we need to take in restructuring Nigeria. Now, just to take from your point, Luchi, I like when you start with listing some kind of things what they actually produce in Nigeria, like the granite pyramid. In those days. When you talk about granite pyramid, you talk about Kano. When you talk about rubber, you talk about Delta State, Edo State, Cross River State, and some other states for inside South-South. Now, when you talk about coal, you talk about Enugu. let's now direct it to waiting the advocate of restructuring. They actually come outside talk that one the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Now he come outside talk say time don't reach for us to restructure Nigeria in such a way where we say all those states we know they function well, we merge them together. States where we say they still they rely on federal allocation to survive, we merge them together. You feel say that is another way of restructuring Nigeria?
Well, restructuring in your own sense, make we start from there, it's not a bad thing. But now, as we take restructure, now waiting the inside, for example, now you say we want to do one project. To do project not a bad thing, but now waiting the content of the project, now how you go to benefit the people, now be the cocoa. Now to talk on waiting, our former vice president don't talk. We say to merge states when they
non-viable states.
Exactly. But when we start from the beginning first, how were those states created? Waiting lead to the creation of those states. People feel say that they marginalize them. We can't divide Nigeria further. Don't they break those states? They break those places. Can't create so many states, as many as 36 states. Now we don't create them. I said several times that they wonder, say when they create these states, say the people who they agree for the creation of these states, they not been think before, say, can these states be self-reliant? Can they survive on themselves? If we create these states, so they can do these things on their own. For example, many of the northern states or the landlocked states, where we say, we know the mineral resources not too plenty for those states. Their soil for those states not today very, very, very fertile. They not to get plenty of resources. How those states won't survive? Now, initially, I don't know whether people know been think all those ones. Now, Oga Atiku don't come and say, make we merge those states. Yeah. Now, it's easier to create states. It's a lot more difficult, obviously, to say you won't begin merge those states. Because first of all, as we don't divide those states, people of those states don't already get some kind individual sentiments to themselves, to their states. Make I give an example. Initially, Edo and Delta are Bendel state. Then people of Bendel, they go say, oh, Bendel, everybody now one. As they don't divide them now, Delta people know say them be Delta. Edo people know say them be Edo. Imagine say we want to merge these two together. First of all, apart from say it's going to change the map, that will not even be a big issue. It goes more than say you just change the map. Because first of all, you also guys change the mentality of people. Say, okay, we be different before, but now we don't come one. The stage you will need one definite capital, some kind of location. People go feel. So we
Edos now be Edos and Delta be Delta. Because when you are merging them together,
which now name you go give them?
Yeah, and now one language they speak. Because now we know
already we know say they don't even speak one language. Because even for Edo State already say
they have different languages.
I tell you, so it goes so many things there where you will just consider before you talk say we won't begin to merge those states. Except in just the talk say we go merge them based on say the funds or the allocation where government want to give them. Government will just decide say okay all together make we give. But if you say you won't merge them totally, say make all these states become one, make maybe they bear one name, they have one government, one governor, one ruler, or things like that.
Maybe we read down from waiting in talk. Now, e-commerce side talk say restructuring of the federation according to your own restructuring. Not say everybody gets their own way of how to restructure Nigeria. In talk says states where not they financially viable should be collapsed into those that are viable.
Okay. Now,
it's just like how they do polytechnic and universities. Some polytechnics, they merge them under some universities.
See, the truth be say, nothing is impossible. Now, to collapse them under viable states, now good idea. But the problem now be say, as always has been the problem of Nigeria and corruption. The moment they create some of those states, they don't create job opportunities. They don't create civil service for those states. They don't create government office for those states. They don't create so many offices under those states. Of course, one problem when Nigeria get now ghost workers. People day where they chop money. It be like say they create one office now. Say you they head one particular unit. You can't create office, your own office. Can't create office of the first husband. Your husband self go get in your office. Under your office now you go get workers where go there. For those workers now they self get families where we won't bring here and there. Now collapsing these states under those ones meaning it means say some of those offices go gas go. Some of those positions will gas clear because we cannot have duplication of these particular things.
And some people will say marginalization.
Yeah, would he have to say, let's say like Lagos State now, we know say yes, this Lagos State they actually try, and then you take Ibadan, you take Osun State, you take some of others states, put them under Lagos State, come out their government.
Now which are they talk with that? When you come put all those people where they work under those government, because already they get budget, they get large offices. I'm not even talking about size. Now the people where they work under there. Now if you follow through that column, you go see they talk the same way we don't talk since from inception of time. Say corruption are the biggest problem of Nigeria. Now nobody say these things no fee work, but the thing we no go make and work na corruption. Because as they create more offices, they create more portfolios. They get some people where they put some kind of monkey hand inside, where they collect some kind of money when they're supposed to come out. Now, if you collapse them under one particular place, if you work, because you're going to use the federal government allocation plus waiting they generate from those particular states to support the other ones we know they get. But share people go agree.
Now, Bernard, a lot of people don't come outside, they talk, say, one of the things we make expansion or creation of more states now because of the clamor for marginalization. Now, even that one, it still brings into question another aspect of governance where don't they, even before this administration, in fact, from time inception, they call this one federal character. Now, a lot of people don't come outside and say this federal character, they put into the people's mind, into our mind, the consciousness of being tribalistic. Because a lot of times, if you check them, tribalism might be the reason for marginalization for people. They feel, say, oh, my person, they don't represent us. This one don't represent us. True. And if we look at other countries like the United States, some of their commissioners or mayors are not necessarily even from that region. Now, a lot of people, they come outside and say, this federal character now, say, they do us any good. In fact, it does more harm than good. What be your opinion on top of that one?
You see, the truth be saying, the people who come up with the idea of federal character, they make I speak more English first. They say sometimes that the worst things are done with the best of intentions. The people who create this federal character, I won't believe they do it with good intention. But unfortunately, even our country, Nigeria, ourselves, when the people who were come for 1914, when they joined Nigeria, the Northern and Southern Protectorate, excuse me, when they amalgamated the two, the person will do them, he no realize, say, Nigeria is beyond North and South. For example, we talk about Edo State, right? Inside Edo State alone, I'm from Edo State, inside that state alone, we get, you get one street here, make you do the next street, but then they speak different languages.
Very true.
You know, so it shows, say, it's not just about joining one place and joining another place. They fail to realize, say, we get different ethnic groups with different language. Unlike America, where you give an example. For example, now in America, their major language is English, right? Although we know, say, they get accent. If you go Texas, make you hear one kind of cowboy accent. If you go Washington, D.C., make you hear another accent. Make you go Dallas, make you go New York, make you hear different kind of accents. But they get within join all of them together. Now they call it the United States of America. In Nigeria, we have different states, we have different ethnic groups, we have different languages, we have different traditions, we have different cultures, we have different ways of life. Now you can't join all these people together and say, make them be one. Good. The intention may have been good. Now it's time to move all these things. You're supposed to understand, say, all these people not be the same way, all of them go, they do the same thing. Now you make them come bring that federal character. Make it be, say, we understand, say, everybody knows if they do the same thing in the same way because we come from different cultures, different ethnic groups, different ways of life. So make we do it in, make we find a way where we say, people from this side, though, if we develop something from here, make we do and something.
Bernard, we need to hold your gunpowder because we get a call on the line right now. We get SMB calling all the way from Kano. Good morning, SMB.
You can be in and out with the market.
Good morning.
You need to know what you're doing.
Hello, SMB. You still on the line?
You need to know what you're doing because...
Hello, SMB. All right, SMB, you're going to need to call us back.
SMB will call us back. Okay, now, see what they have in the talk. Now, this federal character, where they come create, they do it in such a way, baby, say, they know, say, some places get more resources than others. Some places, they're more blessed than others because we are all diverse. We're all culturally diverse. We don't get the same thing at the same time. So because of that, they say, okay, these people, we don't say they bring other people come your side, I mean, they can't enjoy waiting you get. But we go still give you priority. Now, the whole thing. For example, now, you build your house. For inside your house, you get plenty water for your own compound. The next compound, they know to get water. That will not stop the people from that compound to come fetch water for your own compound. But, you don't say, you go leave, if you get 3 tanks, you go keep 2 tanks for yourself. Then the 3rd tank, people go feed the share inside. Now, just the small explanation of where that federal character is supposed to be.
No, but if you look federal character in terms of educational sector, a lot of people don't come outside, they complain, say, for example, a federal character in terms of educational sector, FBC, I define admission. And because I be indigene of the state where I look for admission, my cutoff, FB 35. Now you where they outside, you know they from that state, where they can't find admission for inside my state, your cutoff will be 85. That one means say, for some people, the way they interpret them, it means say, I don't need to work so hard, no way be indigene. I could just get small mark, where we the 35.
Would you make I just hold you on that?
All right, we get SMB back on the line. Please. Hello, good morning, SMB.
Bernard, good morning.
Good morning, SMB.
Good morning, Princess. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. You see, in my own angle, I'm looking at it that restructuring Nigeria is not the issue. Okay. Rather, I said we need to bridge the gap between religion and ethnicity. That is the first thing that we need to put in place, bridging the gap between religion and ethnicity. Because this is our problem. We know. Lucio of all people know, Bernard knows, and then Princess knows, and then other audience that Nigerian politics cannot go without this thing we talk, that religion, ethnicity. That if that should be the case, We need to bridge that gap. Bridging that gap is bringing us to understand the differences. Since we cannot do away with it, then we need to understand so that we should be getting things right. The restructuring Nigeria is not a solution, actually. Rather, the political class are trying to create another thing that they can be the beneficiaries. You will agree with me, honestly speaking. How many Nigerians are out of school? The young boys, the young girls, how many of them? The issue is we must bridge this gap of religion and ethnicity because we must sit together. We must sit together. We must have to understand our differences. That's the issue, honestly speaking. Otherwise, we keep on going on this predicament which we don't pray for. But my own perception is bridging this gap between religion and ethnicity. Believing me, that will enable us to understand our differences, and then we start to be getting things right. Otherwise, we keep on going this way. I don't pray for that. I don't know what Bernard can put in this issue, but that is our problem, whether we like it or not. We must have to bridge that gap between religion and ethnicity. That will allow us to understand where we are going to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, SMB. And now exactly where to talk.
Yeah, I'll come back to that very quickly from waiting SMB talk before I come back. Religion and ethnicity. Ethnicity, first of all, it is inside us. Nobody will change our ethnic groups. Now, every individual now, I go begin
especially when we get
himself.
policies, we be like say they encourage.
Now, every individual now, I go begin work on himself. Nobody will come tell you, say, okay, because you be Igbo, come begin the love house. You suppose know them by yourself. You're right. Now, unfortunately, people see they fight war where they don't know anything about. Civil war, you go see people who say, ah, no, me, I don't feel do anything with Hausa. Why? Because during the day of civil war, blah, blah. Were you born in the days of civil war? There? You know, even
you
understand
some
young people now, even their parents were not born in that day. So it's left for us to work on. As for religion, unfortunately, we too carry religion for our head for this part of the world. Religion, I get my own religious views. I know go talk them for here because everybody gets your own chance to do your own religion when you believe. We have freedom of worship, right? But we too carry them for it. Forget to say this religion, no, we even get them. We had our own religious beliefs before the white people came and gave it to us. Even in the north, they get their own religious beliefs before the Arabs come there for conquest and for trade. Yes. So we have to come back and remember that we are one, first of all. We are human beings before we are Christians or Muslims or Yoruba or Igbo. But coming back to the federal character we've been talking. Now, look at it from the side of education. As I've been talking before, apart from education, every other thing. We know, say, even for, as we did now, right from the time when, Nigeria been developed back then, they get some places for this country where we say, then they blessed with many academic institutions as regards other places. Now, let have Ogun State, for example. For Ogun State, you get Olabisi Onabanjo University. You get some private universities. You get polytechnics, you get colleges of education, plenty inside that particular place. Meaning, say, every year, a lot of students, when they come there, they can't study, right? Now, if many people that they come there, they can't study, you also have to help people wait there from that particular state, make themselves get a chance for this particular blessing where don't they their state. Unfortunately, now the people where they run this thing, now they cause wahala. The policy itself no be bad policy. I agree. But now the individuals where they do them, now it gets bad.
But now abuse don't they for inside the policy. Yeah, that's nothing they talk. There's an abuse in it. And you know, feel say now is a time for the federal character to be reviewed and readjusted and in quote restructured.
You see, now another benefit, I will first look at the benefits. Another benefit be say it they help for for how I go talk now, diffusion of Nigerians. For example, if we say, make we not put federal character again, make everybody face in your own states, how we will be Benin person will come Lagos? Yeah. How you will be from the east, go come Ibadan where you grew up, come Lagos, come they work, come start your family. If not so it go be, everybody go stay in your states because school day your state, stay for there. Church day your state, stay for there. Work day your state, stay for there. But it encourages people to move. Even like the NYSC project, it was a good project too. But now this is don't they get us to take be. Exactly. So what we feel do be say, and I feel now part of what the federal government try to do, and now also part of what Oga Atiku been talk there about putting some states under others too. Under others. But what you feel say, I think the onus lies on the state's governors. Now you as a governor know, say, now these resources my states get. Now these resources my states no get. Develop the ones where you get. Find where you go take development. Channel your resources to certain things where we say, people no go one wrong come up for your states. Rather, then go see opportunities inside that state, begin to use them. Do things where go make your states they very attractive to investors, whether local or foreign. Where we say people will come do things inside your state. Make I even use Lagos as an example. Everybody they face Lagos Island, because now their business is there, now their different big companies get their headquarters, now there be seaports, now there be this, now there be that. Recently, anyway, the people don't carry things go towards Ekpe, go towards even Badagry. You know, now if we can decentralize certain things, where we say everybody no suppose they face one particular area, they face other areas. All those areas too go begin they develop. Make I give you an example. Make we look states like Enugu State will be coal city back in the day. I don't know whether they still the mine coal and they still drill coal for there anymore. But let's look Enugu State now. If we say we've been develop the coal we've been there in Enugu State, say we create, for example, for America, they get some towns where they mine coal for there. Everybody knows that town is synonymous with coal. It's just for it. Exactly. Develop this state based on that thing where you they drill, that resource where they there. When we say foreign investors, they come take coal. As they take the coal, you don't give them rules, say, you they take this coal, but you don't go degrade our environment. You go develop our environment. Already, they don't create industries, they don't create factories, they don't create jobs. And look, this thing a ripple effect. Where there are jobs, people go come work there. When people begin work there, people go live there. Before you know,
develop the place.
Houses don't they spring up. When people don't they live for places, they don't they born. They go need waiting hospital. Hospital don't spring up. When they don't get hospital, waiting the children go need school. Schools don't spring up. When children don't they go school, parents don't they live there. Waiting they go need churches and mosques. Those ones don't they there. When they don't they live, they go chop. Waiting they need farmland. People go begin the farm. When they begin the farm, they go need sell those things. Waiting they need markets go don't they there.
Yeah, but Bernard, all this.
So we need states to start tapping on their own resources.
Yeah, but in as much as a very fantastic idea, but some people will get a school of thought, not come outside talk say, if we still get the same names, where they're very questionable, if we still get the same people, where they answer questions, where they feel cover up a lot of things, still ruling this country, then waiting be the aim of restructuring at the end of the day.
Thank you. That's the biggest question right now. Now, as Lolo, we know the go talk, that's the million-dollar question. You see the truth be saying, I don't talk this thing for one of our shows for Nigeria Info for radio. Now, right now, we know to get many young people where they're interested in proper partisan politics. Many people where they enter politics these days now because of the remuneration where they go get. The thing where they will get outside. Everybody wants to chop inside this so-called national.
Because it looks lucrative.
You know, yes, it does look lucrative.
That's what it is. When you see them with their cars, their houses.
It does look lucrative.
It looks
very lucrative. Unfortunately, with the same people, of course, they say if you are doing the same thing with the same set of people, you shouldn't expect to get different results. Yeah. You know. But then me having the look say, why it be say these days, many young people know today interested in politics the way it's supposed to be. Now, it is not even politics is not being taught the way it's supposed to be. Back in the days, many of these people where they rule us now them been they post independence era, you know, between the 60s, the 70s, before we even enter the 80s, like, let's say early 80s to mid 80s.
Even at young age.
Exactly. God bless you. Now them been rubbed shoulders with those who been give us our independence. Now them been they close to our freedom fighters. So they learned the nitty-gritty of proper politics as at then. Even without going to schools, they been see these things as they learned it. They learned it.
The nitty-gritty.
Yes, they did. No, hold on. They learned it. Definitely they did. Right? But now
they did not.
We are not learning this thing. See, people
there was opportunity for them to learn then.
See, there is no
like opportunity. Now the only thing what they see now the flashy cars and everything.
As you learn good thing, you can also learn bad thing. Sure. They learned the good side of politics.
So why they not apply
in one way or the other? They be applying
them in their days. But later on,
exactly.
If they apply them in their days and they are still the same people now, so what will happen along the line?
Now I want to tell you so. See, as time went on, Nigeria got. I don't want to believe in Nigeria got poorer. Nigeria got richer because we started seeing more opportunities, started seeing more businesses. The oil boom. You know, say this argument don't they oil boom or oil doom. The oil boom we been called at that time. Now, corruption really set into Nigeria. That time we know say
and
this
time
oil,
our own people be the rule the country.
That time we know say this oil na black gold. That time we know say we begin to sell oil.
That was how we needed the British out to have control.
Now eventually the British don't come out. The British don't come out. But even when they come out, right, in one way or the other, they still get hand for Nigeria. What do they call Commonwealth? Commonwealth is new colonialism. Like which some people don't talk. Because we still have them. Interfering in certain policies exactly that affect us. We still have these companies selling oil to us, or rather drilling oil here, you know, and doing business with us. Now, for them to get away with certain things, some of them don't enter certain deals. Let me get one documentary where somebody been show me.
Before you hold on, yes, exactly. We need to pick this call. Get Bobby calling all the way from Taraba State. Good morning, Bobby.
Good morning.
Morning. Welcome to the show.
How are you today, I beg?
Very well. Go ahead, so they hear you.
I beg, this topic of restructuring, waiting they want restructure for Nigeria. Let's be realistic. Come on. Nigeria has gone beyond all this trash that is happening. This country is one, and anybody that thinks he can divide this country, even in his dream, he won't succeed. If they actually want to do the real or proper restructuring of Nigeria, people like the late Zeke, Awolowo, and Saldana has to wake up from their grave. Nigeria belongs to all of us. It's not a sentimental kind of country. The leadership is the problem. Fine, we also have problems from the followership too. But if we don't sit down tight and put our heads together, we are sitting on a C4 keg of bomb. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bobby. Now, Bernard, as you talk that one, it just make me remember now. If for example, they say one of the restructuring way they want to do now to put states where they're productive under the ones where they're productive, how that one will affect the power supply for inside my house? How would that one translate into me when I reach home? I get assurance if I put on the switch where I get for house, light good day, because that one has got nothing to do with states.
There's been this talk about states generating their own power for a very long time.
And so state generating their own power, how sustainable that one will be? Because privatization,
it never will fly.
Exactly, but privatization right now is even a bigger problem. It seems to be worse, if there's a word like that, worse than when we had the so-called NEPA. So if they talk, say, merging, make a merge state or make a merge this one, how that one will translate to me having good roads on my street, not even on the state, my street. How that one will translate to me making sure, say, if I put on the tap for inside my bathroom or for outside my door, I go make sure say na clean, safe drinking water. Waiting restructuring go do in that kind of aspect. It's beyond just state merging.
Of course, it's beyond state merging. It's beyond just lip service. Now the truth be say, anybody will come out talk all this kind of thing. Suppose get some kind how I go talk am now. Suppose get plan for all these things to
realistic
work. Because
ones.
exactly, because you know already say you won't merge certain states, you won't bring some non-viable states under viable states. You guys know say these states are separate entities on their own. They get their own government, like I talked before, they get their own civil service, they get their own everything. Now you won't bring them under this particular one. Are you going to bring all those everything where I talk now under this particular one again? If you are going to do so, you're supposed to get laid down plans, guidelines of how these ones go work in hand with the new ones where they come, so that they will fit better the lives of the people. The two people where they merge, not be just one side. So that, because see, in every relationship, whether in a state, whether in a love affair, whether in a platonic relationship, if we not do this relationship well, what we will get? Now one parasite feeding on a host. It's supposed to be a relationship where they call symbiosis, where the both of them they benefit from each other. And if we do any kind of restructuring, according to what the article don't talk, where we say one non-viable state go come and they will receive support from the viable ones, it's supposed to be symbiosis relationship, where we say even if these viable states they support this non-viable state, they're supposed to get within this non-viable state, they give this one, such that the resources will go there. Instead of saying make it they suffer, it go they build up, they add. There is no state, as a matter of fact, if you ask me, that term non-viable, it gets as they sound for my ear. There is no state where no fit do anything. If they don't get natural resources, they get something. Yes, if they don't get natural resources, they get human resources. Even when we go to the north where they talk, say their soil is harsh, their terrain.
But we get a lot of cash crops from them.
We get a lot of cash crops. We get cattle. The northern people for the north, they are very, very good in tending
nomadic farmers.
You know, now this livestock, what do they produce? Will they produce meat? Will they produce milk? I remember during the last election, I will get one person who been coming. I don't forget his name. He say he realized say the kind cattle where we get for the northern part of Nigeria, they produce milk. Say what do you want to do to help the north? Say he go bring some scientists, some agricultural experts from Denmark, from Scandinavian countries where they produce the most of the milk in the world, to come train our people here, to come do some tests, to know how we go fit get our cattle if we provide the milk and all these things. If we get this kind of resources, bring them inside so that these ones go fit support the other ones.
You know what, Bernard, as regards to public opinion, some people they come outside talk, say restructure will not go better the Nigerian economy, but it will just make the rich become richer.
Of course.
We will actually talk more on this particular one. When we come back after the break, time for us to enter our sports room for more sports updates. Thank you so much for that confirmed sports gist where you gave us this morning. We still miss you, Oga Jude. Do and come back. All right, we still talk about restructuring of Nigeria. We don't talk about from the angle of the former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar. When you come outside, talk say states where not they function well financially, may they merge them on the states where they function well. And now we think come outside, so we don't talk a lot on top this particular one. Now let's look at another angle now. Another person there of the opinion say restructuring Nigeria no go better the Nigerian economy, at least not in the ways where the poor or the middle class go benefit from. Because the people where go they benefit from restructuring Nigeria, now the rich and the people where will actually go for position in 2019. You actually believe this?
Even beyond 2019, sir. See, the truth be saying, the way Nigeria be now, they don't get anything where you tell anybody, we no be rich person. We no go believe, say, any plan where you want to do, not just to better the rich and make the poor. Like you say, it makes the rich richer and the poor poorer. Yeah. So the restructuring we even need, safe. No be just like one of our callers been talk. No be just to come out, say, we want to restructure Nigeria so that this one will happen, that one will happen. Have we even started restructuring even our mentality safe? That be the first thing.
Now he even moved forward to say that part of the restructuring are resource control.
Of course, part of restructuring truly in resource control. See, like I been talk earlier, anybody want to talk about restructuring in gas before taking this policy, we got see waiting day inside this plan where you want plan. We have to see whether now the same thing we done the talk since 1960, now you still want to begin do again. We have to see whether now still the same policies where we say our leaders, our rulers, their salaries, their allowances go fat well, and our minimum wage go still be 18,000. We have to see whether children go get good quality education. We have to know whether healthcare go do all right. We have to know whether maternal mortality go drop. We have to know whether our roads go day repair. We have to know whether we will have a national carrier. We have to know whether lights go day. We have to know whether portable water go day. So it's not just about coming to say restructuring. We don't, several times we will come and speak big grammar. At the end, the grammar will confuse people. Before you know, so they will create one office, create one this, create one that.
Distracting us from the focus.
From the focus of the thing. So if restructuring itself, now something, as Luchi been talk, if now waiting go put light for my bulb, if now waiting go put food for my table, if now waiting go make water they run from my tap, then it's a good thing. But if all these things no go day,
then what's the use of restructuring?
No
wow, thank you so much, Bernard. So you come inside the studio this morning. Such intelligent conversation we'll get inside the house. But you know what, everything we get beginning must surely get in. This is not the end of the Good Morning Naija show. Just for today, will be Thursday, we'll be there again tomorrow to give you more baduments and things that happen around the world. I remain the chain Obong, make you get better day.
I also just feel, say, restructuring will not be our main problem now. We need to actually reduce cost of governance. Now, we still talk about our presidential jets getting 1,000, or rather paying £1,000 a day for inside Obodo abroad. Now, imagine for how many days where the president don't actually stay for inside London. So we need to actually reduce the cost of governance in Obodo, Nigeria. All right, join the conversation on top YouTube because we will post time for there. And your opinion, your comments go actually be very, very appreciated. Just follow us on top Wazobia Max on YouTube. My name is Uvi Ehigiamuse. Have a wonderful day, people. See you tomorrow. Hopefully, it not go rain.
I pray rain.
Why?
I like them.
Tomorrow it not go rain. We are hopeful. How this rain they do you?
It is suit my body.
What? wait, Bernard. You know they make you weak?
Weak? No, it don't make me weak. It suit my body. Once I knock my coffee for the beginning of the day, the rest of the day don't.
No, but it'll make me weak, really. It'll make me weak. But rain, don't fall tomorrow, please. Don't fall.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.